In this part of the program, we will be looking at the recognized guidelines for safe lift truck operation, which includes an introduction to the safe driving practices for lift truck operators. Before you operate a lift truck, read its operation and maintenance manual. You should also observe and follow all warnings posted on the vehicle. Before climbing aboard, check your hands and shoes for grease or any other substances that would cause you to slip on your way to or once in the operator's compartment. Take care when climbing on or off the vehicle. To enter the operator's compartment, squarely face the side of the lift truck. Grasp the assist grip with your left hand, the seat hip restraint with your right hand, and step up with the left foot to get on the truck. Avoid grabbing the steering wheel. The steering wheel has a certain amount of play that could cause you to lose your balance. Under no circumstances should you ever jump on or jump off a lift truck. And whenever you operate a lift truck, you should only do so from the operator's compartment with your seatbelt fastened. The Mitsubishi Forklift Integrated Presence System is designed to prevent operation of the truck when you are not in the seat. Also, avoid reaching into the moving parts of a lift truck. Keep all body parts inside the operator's compartment at all times. You are now ready for a look at the information that covers the safe driving practices for lift trucks. These practices begin with your analysis of where you will be operating your vehicle. This includes the areas you will drive in and the surfaces you will drive on. Lift trucks should only be used for their intended purpose in designated areas. Federal, OSHA, and the National Fire Protection Association have designed specifications for lift trucks working in hazardous areas. These specifications include special safety features on the truck which eliminate sparks that could contribute to a fire or an explosion. Make sure your truck is properly rated for the specific work area and the conditions of the job. If you are operating an internal combustion lift truck in an enclosed area, make sure the area is well ventilated. It may be necessary for you to wear personal protective equipment that is appropriately rated for the conditions you are working in. Locations where lift trucks are used generally are organized into grids. They include rows of product items divided by lanes or aisles that allow for the development of traffic patterns. Even with this system, a busy area with a high density of people and equipment on the move requires everyone to stay alert and follow proper operating procedures at all times. If you are involved in a lift truck accident resulting in injury to personnel, damage to building structure, product, or equipment, contact the designated company personnel immediately. When driving, travel with the forks in a low position, 4 to 6 inches above the surfaces you travel over. This should provide adequate clearance. Obey all company safety rules, traffic signs, and signals. Stay in approved aisles or lanes and follow established traffic patterns. Always maintain a clear view of the path you are traveling. If your forward vision is obscured, travel in reverse to maintain a clear view. Also, never grab the leg of the overhead guard with your hand as support. This practice exposes your fingers outside the operator's compartment and could cause a serious injury. Stay aware of other traffic and pedestrians. About 30% of all lift truck injury accidents involve pedestrians. 18% involve pedestrians struck by lift trucks, and 14% involve pedestrians struck by falling loads. Always yield to pedestrians. To further safeguard pedestrians, slow down when approaching corners, sound your horn, and check convex mirrors posted at corners. If you do approach pedestrians, sound your horn and make eye contact. Do not proceed until you see them acknowledge your presence. Never assume they are aware of you. It is especially important to warn others with your horn when you are operating the extremely quiet electric lift trucks. If a work situation prevents you from yielding to pedestrians, signal them to stop until you are finished. When you are finished, wave them on and then make sure they are safely out of the way before you proceed. When working in tight, congested areas around pedestrians, such as a dock, watch the rear end swing of the truck. Also, never give ride to pedestrians. Ignoring this rule is hazardous and can result in an accident. Your truck is designed for only one rider. Along with pedestrians, vehicle traffic can be dealt with by sounding your horn at intersections and obeying speed limits. You should also maintain at least a 3 truck length distance when following other vehicles. Your skill as a professional lift truck operator is based, in part, on your concern for others. Stay aware of the activity in your area, plan your maneuvers, and carefully execute them. As an operator, you will find lift trucks very responsive. This excellent maneuverability, however, must always be controlled, especially in turns. Because steering a lift truck is done with the rear wheels, in a turn, the rear end moves out and around the outside of the drive wheel path. This characteristic is known as rear end swing. If the operator is not conscious of obstacles behind him, rear end swing can result in product and property damage, serious injury to the operator, pedestrians, or other operators. As the areas you work in vary, so will the surfaces. They will not always be smooth, stable, or even continuous. Therefore, it is important that you know how to deal with these varying surface conditions. Reduce speed on slick or uneven surfaces and avoid running over loose objects or holes in your path. But recognizing and avoiding hazardous conditions that could cause injury or damages is only half of your responsibility. Whenever possible, you should eliminate the unsafe condition by removing the hazard. If the hazard can't be eliminated or removed, mark the area with a caution indicator and report it to your supervisor. Other surfaces requiring extra caution are those that have an up or downhill grade, such as a ramp. Your approach to these two opposite situations should be the following. If you are traveling empty, regardless of your direction, always move with the truck's forks pointing down the grade. If you are traveling with a load, regardless of your direction, always move with the load pointing up the grade. If your forward vision is obscured, always use a spotter when entering the building from a ramp. On railroad tracks and other rough surfaces, approach slowly at an angle and keep a firm hold on the steering wheel. Working on elevated surfaces like docks or piers requires skill and a high regard for the rules of safe operation. Trucks falling off docks account for 7% of all lift truck accidents. To avoid contributing to this statistic, you must constantly monitor the amount of safe workspace you have when working on an elevated surface by maintaining a safe distance from the dock's edge during all of your maneuvers. Always be absolutely sure that the operating surface or floor can safely support the machine. This is especially important when using lift trucks in trailers, rail cars, on elevators, or in older, multi-story buildings. It is extremely important that you know the weight of the machine, the weight of the load, and the maximum weight the traveling surface will bear before traveling on these surfaces. 2 additional work situations you may encounter involve traveling into tractor trailers and rail cars. Like any other work area, both require that you make an assessment of the surface or surfaces that you will be traveling over. So, before you take your lift truck into a trailer or rail car, make these checks. Make sure both the trailer and rail car are secured against movement. The rail car's brakes should be set. The trailer's wheels should be chocked. And, if not hitched to a tractor, a jack stand or other reliable support should be in place. Bridging the gap between the docks you work on and the transportation units you load and unload are the dock or bridge plates. Before you drive over this ramp system, make certain it is in good shape, properly positioned, and secured. Next, check the condition of the flooring and its capacity rating. The combined weight of the lift truck and load must not exceed this figure. Besides trailers and rail cars, you should take these same precautions whenever you are working in elevators or old multi-story buildings. In addition to these checks, use a communication system to prevent the tractor trailer from leaving before you are finished with the job. Just as you would anywhere else, practice the proper safety procedures. This means looking out for others and making them aware of your presence by honking your horn as you enter or exit the transportation unit. If you are in doubt about how to make any of the safety checks we've just covered, ask your supervisor to make them with you. As you have just seen, a professional lift truck operator is not always confined to his or her vehicle. Likewise, it is necessary for you to know the correct procedures for safely parking your truck. When you need to park for a short time and can remain within 25 feet viewing distance of the truck, use the attended parking procedure. Attended parking allows you to leave the engine running while you are off the vehicle. To perform attended parking, put the directional control lever in neutral. Set the parking brake. Lower the forks completely and tilt them slightly forward to keep the ends against the floor. This reduces the chance of contact with them, resulting in an injury or damaged equipment. The unattended parking procedure, which allows you to leave the truck for a long period of time, is performed the same way but with the following additions. After the forks are lowered and the engine is turned off, disconnect the battery on electric trucks and shut off the service valve on LP trucks. If you are parking in an area other than one dedicated to lift trucks, make sure of the following. The truck should be left in a safe area away from aisles, stairways, pedestrian arteries, firefighting equipment, furnaces and other heat sources, and railroad tracks. You should also avoid parking on inclines, but if it is necessary, make sure you chock the truck's wheels. This is the end of Part 4. Please review the information you have been given and complete Part 4 in your workbook. When you are done, resume your training with Part 5 of this program.